What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of From the Tips. It's me, your boy, Brian, always joined by my co-host, Rick Landis. How you doing, big guy?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing quite well. A
That's good.
very,
Good to hear.
very nice weather we've been experiencing lately here in the Northeast.
It's
So,
been nice. Lots of golf to be had. I think I'm going out like 3 or 4 times a week now, during the week, which is impressive, because that's kind of tough with work and everything.
yeah, I was
It's
going to say,
really
if it
nice.
works with your work schedule, to have at it.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty much my whole day because I go into work early at 6:30. I'm there,
Right.
and then I get out at like 4:30. And then I go golf and I get home at like 7:30, 8 o'clock, and then I pretty much have to go to bed. So it's pretty much my whole day, but it's totally worth it because I get to go spend more time outside, walk 9 holes, and play some golf.
Yeah, I mean, the more time you can spend outside in this weather here in the Northeast of the United States, the better, because it's about to get even better outside, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And then also, if you take a gander at our story, it should still be there if you're listening to this the day it is dropped, which would be Tuesday. If you go on the story, you can see Rick's scorecard. Very impressive, buddy.
Thank you. I
Very
appreciate
impressive.
that. I did a 2-ball scramble with myself today. If it's not still on there and you want to see it, just DM us and I'll send it to you. Not that
You can
anyone really cares
keep
that much.
keep that for yourself.
I had 2 bogeys, the rest pars, no birdies, unfortunately. But I had a lot of green in regulations, a lot of fairways hit. So I did a 2-ball scramble, like I said, and just played some really solid golf. Had some really solid shots, and I'm looking to keep it going to even lower numbers. Hopefully under par at some point in a 2-ball scramble, and then hopefully get into 38s just with 1 ball because that would be amazing.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah,
And then also that 1.8 putts per hole stat, that
yeah, you like that?
will hold up.
Yeah,
Love every second of
that
that.
was nice. I had a few shots where it was just like a nice easy tap in par putt. So
And that's what
not
you're looking for.
yeah, I mean not complaining too much now. I definitely obviously want to improve, as does everybody who plays golf, which is why it's the most addicting sport in the world.
Exactly.
But we're in a good spot right now. Mentally, physically, golf is feeling real good, and I'm excited to keep getting out there and playing.
Well, it's good. I'm glad the mental game has
Mentally
shaped
strong,
back
that's what
up.
matters.
It is. And that's kind of what we'll be talking about after I touch base on it's golf news, so it's got to be talked about, but we're just going to kind of touch base on it.
Do I not get to say the days?
Oh shoot, yeah, go right ahead. I got
People,
lost in your golf game today. Have
that's
at
the
it.
only reason people listen, I think, is just to hear what day of the week it is.
I think maybe.
It might be. I don't know.
I
I
wouldn't
hope
be
not.
surprised.
I hope not. They listen to the days of the week and then they skip ahead to the 2-man scramble. That's what everybody does.
Everybody skips the
I
meat
know it. I know
of
that's
the
what's happening. That's
podcast.
you listener. I'm calling you out. I know that's what you do. Don't do that. Listen
Stop
to us
that.
talk the whole time.
Stop it.
I know we're annoying, but we're also fun. Anyway, today, April 27th, the day this podcast drops. Yeah, it's so weird saying today when it's not today for us.
It is. I've gotten like more used to it.
I've gotten used to it. It still feels weird though. But today, April 27th, is National Prime Rib Day. Love me a good prime rib.
Oh, I
If
love
you're
ribs.
in
I
the
love ribs.
if you're in the area of where we're from, where you can get to Phoenixville in a short amount of time, and you need a good place to get a prime rib, go to 7 Stars in Phoenixville. Fantastic prime rib.
Yeah, you said that was great.
Yeah, that's my little free ad for 7 Stars in.
No free ads. We gotta
yeah.
charge them now.
We'll send them a bill. April 28th, we got a few things going on. We have National Blueberry Pie Day. Love blueberries, love pie, so why not?
Can confirm.
And National Superhero Day, which I'm really excited about because
Right on.
I mean, you and me, we're big superhero guys. I know
Except for DC, that can just
yeah.
that doesn't even
it?
count.
Who
I
needs
just
it?
ignore that completely.
April 29th, we have National Shrimp Scampi Day.
I love a good shrimp scampi.
Yeah, that's some good stuff right there. And then rounding out April 30th, we have a lot of stuff going on. Apparently it's like every day of the year pretty much. We have National Bugs Bunny Day, National Oatmeal Cookie Day, and National Raisin Day. I'm not sure why the oatmeal and the raisin aren't together.
That makes
because I feel like
almost no sense at all.
Because that's a pretty elite combination, if we're being honest.
Well, it's not, but like it's a combo.
Oatmeal raisin cookies.
I'm sorry for the if could you hear that?
Was that a piano?
No, that was a car
Oh,
outside. Very warm in my house right now because my grandparents have decided it is not yet warm enough to turn off the heat. So
once it
I'm
reaches 50, it's warm enough to
Thank
turn
you.
on.
So I'm
Yeah.
slowly melting in this house. Also, fun fact. So I don't know if you're gonna be able to hear it or if it's gonna happen at all, but there is a robin making home at this little small tree right here next to my window. And every time he lands or takes off, he hits the window with his wings. So you will hear it. It is very loud off the window. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I'm just giving fair warning. And those of you who are watching the YouTube video, which by the way we'll be getting back into. That is on me. I just kept forgetting, but we will do that consistently now. If you see this little devil, either name him or yell at him or something because it's
Yeah,
annoying. It's like at 5 a.m. he's doing this thing and it's awful.
that sucks. I'm
It's
surprised you even
horrible.
hear that though. You're a pretty heavy sleeper.
Like it's when I'm like kind of coming out of my REM sleep.
Oh,
Like when
good
my
word.
first alarms
Good
start
word.
going off because I need to set like 70 of those things in order to wake
You
up on
always
time.
sleep better after the first alarm goes off. That's what I decided. This morning when
That's
I
true.
woke up, I was really tired because I had a long weekend. Gina and I were down in Georgia for a wedding. So that was pretty fun. But I woke up this morning exhausted and I was like, you know what? I might try this. I might set an alarm for like 4 a.m. and wake up to it and then just go back to sleep and see what happens. Because I feel like I always sleep so good after
That's
the
a
first
that's a
alarm goes off.
risky game to play though.
It is a
That's
risky game to
risky.
play though. But if you like set two alarms and one of them's like 10 minutes after the other, that 10 minutes is the best 10 minutes of sleep you ever have.
That is true. No, I can get on board with that. That's a
So
risky game to play, especially for me, because I'm just gonna fall back into a deep sleep and then not wake up till noon.
yeah, I don't know. That might be a social, good social experiment for myself.
I don't think I could do it.
I
But
don't know. You definitely couldn't.
I
I might be able
definitely
to,
could
but you
not.
definitely wouldn't be able
Yeah,
to.
but if that bird does come, somebody say something in the comments, because I want to either name him or kill him. I don't know, either or.
Whoa. One more thing before we get into what you had there. I just want to make a announcement about the chipping hour this week. It will be back. However, it will be on Thursday. It will not be on Wednesday because I need my lovely assistant Gina here to help me out, and she will be here on Wednesday. So
She's like the Vanna
Thursday,
White of the podcast.
she is. She's the Vanna
Yeah.
White of our podcast. So she will be here Wednesday helping me out. She doesn't know yet, but that's what's gonna happen. And
Hey, Gina, fun fact.
I hope she finds out like this. I'm not gonna tell her. I'm not gonna
No,
tell
don't
her.
don't say a
She's gonna
word.
find
Just
out like
wait
this.
for her
I'm
to
really
show up
excited about it.
and then be excited about
So
it.
Thursday, keep an eye out for that. Chipping hour is back. I had some lessons. I had the Rogue chipping hour video last week that I thought went pretty well. And we have a video coming up on Thursday that was requested early on in the chipping hour, and it was just too cold to get to. So we're getting to it now, and I'm really excited about it. And you guys should be too. So watch out for that.
I think I know what's coming, but
I
I
think you do
don't, and
too.
I think that's why it's more exciting for me.
It's very exciting stuff. Anyway, your news.
Yes, we're gonna just touch base on this real quick. Not to gloss over it by any means, but it's just not fun news. There are two withdrawals from the upcoming Valspar weekend in the PGA Tour. Will Gordon and Bryce Garnett will miss the Valspar Championship after testing positive for COVID-19. I do have to say, the PGA Tour has, I think, done a very good job
Excellent job.
of preventing things like this from happening and kind of affecting the entire field.
Yeah.
I think they've done an incredible job of their protocols and their safety, and they also are one of the only major sports going on right now, kind of promoting their athletes to get the vaccine and helping them kind of get that going for them so they can continue to play golf safely and also have fans finally return in full capacity to their events. So I really think the PGA Tour is honestly a very bright shining star in professional sports on how to go about COVID protocols and vaccine out rolling, however you want to put that. But
100%.
yeah,
Big shout
so
out to the PGA Tour. Keep up
yeah,
the good work there.
absolutely. I'm always in.
Hopefully we're done with
Yeah.
this soon. Hopefully we can get out to some tournaments.
Agreed. I'm always in support of a organization as large as professional sports organizations are in supporting the health and safety of their athletes and players. So great on the PGA Tour. Just wanted to gloss over that real quick because it was news. But let's get into the fun stuff, which was the golf that has just happened at the Zurich Classic, with winners being the Aussie boys, Aussie, oi, oi, oi.
Oi, oi, oi.
Cam Smith and Mark Leishman coming out on top as winners in a playoff type of scenario. They went up against Louis Oosthuizen and
Lee.
Charles Schwartzel. Actually, I don't think that's how it's pronounced, right? It's like it's
No, I think it is
it's Charles, not Charles. Charles
Charles.
Schwartzel, the two from South Africa. I love the international teams. That was super cool to witness.
Yeah, no, for sure. I wish that it wasn't Richie Wierenski and Peter Uline representing the U.S. up at the top.
What do you mean? Love those two.
Well, like whatever.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, if anyone was gonna win besides an American duo, I'm so happy that it was Mark Leishman and Cameron Smith. I didn't get to watch too much of the tournament because, like I said, I was away, but I'm a little upset about that because this is one of those like weird tournaments. It's kind of like the Dell Match Play where they make it weird. For those that don't know, the Zurich Classic of New Orleans, they do a 4-ball best ball, the first and the third round. So that's on Thursday and Saturday. And the second and fourth rounds, they do foursomes alternate shot on Friday, Sunday. They do that. So it's just a little something different. Keeps it interesting. And my personal favorite part about this is they choose their partners. I love that so much because it normally brings a whole new atmosphere to the round because like most of these guys are really good friends. They play all together all the time. They're really good friends. They like playing together. They know how each other play. And then you get guys that have such similar games that it's almost like they're playing with themselves throughout the match. Like they're not even like they're not stressing too much because it's like, oh, this is basically the shot I would hit, so let me just do what I normally do. Because a lot of the guys that were together this weekend actually do have very similar games, and if they don't, they just have a good chemistry that they can play together well. So that's my personal favorite part of this tournament. A little upset I didn't get to watch it, but I did get to see a few highlights, and I think you have a few things you want to get into about the tournament.
Yeah, I have a pretty decent rundown of the events that happened. Just a couple of like highlights of what ended up going on. First and foremost, before we get in all that rigmarole, I agree with you on how cool it is about how they get to choose their teammates. For example, the team that self-titled themselves Team Send It, Tony Finau and
Team
Cameron
Send
Champ,
It.
basically the same player. They hit the ball far and have no close game, and we'll get into that. But just first and foremost, the winners being Cameron Smith and Mark Leishman, the Australian boys. Cam Smith has one of the most beautiful, sickest mullets ever, maybe ever. It's one of the greatest things I've ever seen, and I'm so glad that he's won something so we can finally highlight exactly how awesome
His hair.
this mullet is. Funny story. He promised his girlfriend that he would shave the mullet. But then in a post-round interview, he said, well, like, I promised her that I would shave the mullet, but honestly, it's kind of become a good luck charm because he played very well at the Masters. Not to any, like, he was in competition of winning by any means, but the fact that he made it to Sunday.
No, he was in competition for winning.
Kind of, yeah. He was in the top 10, right?
I thought he was T2.
I think you're thinking of Will Zalatoris, no?
Maybe I am. I don't know.
To the leaderboard away.
Yeah, I thought he was. Let me see here. Masters.
I think the, kind of quirkiness.
Yeah, Cameron Smith was T2. No, that was last year. Last year. So he was T2 at one point. It was last year.
He was.
When DJ won, he was T2. Anyway.
But either way, the mullet is spectacular. What is your opinion on the mullet, Rick? I want to get your feeling on the business in the front, party in the back type of deal.
I love it. For those that don't know, which is probably most of the people on this podcast, or not on this podcast, listening to this podcast, you'll notice now, based on videos and pictures of me, I have no hair. It's easier that way, and it's low maintenance, and I love having low maintenance hair. It's the greatest thing ever. There was, however, a point in my life where I did want long hair, and I did have long hair.
Oh yeah.
And to this day, I'm convinced no one told me it looked bad.
No, we did not.
But I'm also told that everybody told me it looked bad. So I don't
Okay,
really know
well,
what to believe. That was kind of almost a mullet. Like I had some long enough hair that it was getting there.
you could have done it if you
I could
chose.
have.
If you chose to do it, you really could have done it and probably done it well, my friend.
I don't know about that.
I think you'd look
I
good in a
think
mullet.
the crew cut fits me well. I don't think there's really any other haircut that I could pull off. I see people all the time with like nice hair, and I'm like, I don't know if I would look good with hair. You know what I mean?
I don't know because obviously I've seen you with the long hair.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was bad
Unfortunately for you.
necessarily, but also it did look like the way your hair was cut is someone put a bowl on top of your head and decided to just follow the bowl line.
I have thick hair. That's my issue.
Okay,
So when
well
I
that's
do
not a
grow it out, it
problem,
doesn't like sit. You know what I mean? It just like poofs out.
Right.
And that's just too much work. So if I cut it short, I don't have to worry about it.
That does
But for
sound
Cam Smith,
exhausting.
I love it for Cam Smith.
Great hair.
I wish that Mark Leishman could have had a mullet as well. There was a picture of him.
There
with
was
a
the
mullet
picture,
wig,
yes.
but it would have been amazing if they had matched to that extent. Another thing I did like about this weekend was seeing everybody matching. I love seeing the guys just wearing like the same thing. It's really cool to see the teamwork and everything like that you don't get to see on a weekly basis on the tour.
I mean, I'm just looking at the pictures of this mullet now, and my goodness, like that's a mullet. That's not just like, your new age, newfangled pretty boy mullet. No. That is someone that wrestles with alligators and I don't know, kickboxes, kangaroos. I don't know, but that mullet, that's a man's mullet. That is some Billy Ray Cyrus type of mullet action.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I just have a weird thing for mullets. I kind of want one.
I think you should grow one out.
Dude, I want to, but also at the same time, A, that's a lot of work growing it out. And B, it would suck if it didn't look good and you spent all that effort trying to grow your hair out.
How about this?
That'd be so hard.
How about this? If we get 500 listens to this episode, you grow out a mullet.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right,
I'll do that.
Everybody
I'll do that for the pod.
right now.
I'll do that for the pod.
Share this with everybody that you know. Tell them they have to listen to this, and Brian will grow a mullet if we get to 500 listens on this episode.
I will do that. I will do that right for the
now.
pod.
Go to our Instagram, click on the post that we share about this episode, share it with your friends, do whatever you got to do. I need to see Brian with a mullet. 500 listens. That's all we need.
Put it on repeat while you sleep.
Does that count?
I think.
If it does, I'm gonna do that.
I know you can't. That's cheating. We can't do that. Not us. Not us. That's cheating.
I'll have somebody else I know do it.
See, now it just feels disingenuous. I want a real 500. If I got to grow a mullet and it looks bad, it can't,
500 listens, people. Let's get on it.
Now, what else is dangerous, though, is if I grow a mullet and it looks good.
That is also dangerous.
Now you're all in danger.
Then you're single.
You want to know what? I think she might be team mullet. I think she might be for a short period of time. I don't think extended mullet would be great, but I think for a short period of time, she'd be like, I can get on board with the mullet for like 5 days.
As long as you play around with a mullet, that's all I care about.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, if we get to the point where you need to grow a mullet and you play around with it, I'm cool. You can shave it. You can shave it right after that. I don't care.
I do have pretty fast growing hair. It's just I would have to kind of, because I obviously do like short around the head and a little bit longer on top. I would just have to wait for all this to grow out and kind of monitor the top section. Where I work is going to be very confused as to what is going on with my head.
That would be fantastic.
I do work in an office setting, for those of you that don't know. So it's going to be interesting.
500 listens, people, get on it. The other thing that I loved about Mark Leishman and Cameron Smith winning, the PGA Tour, like pretty much every week when someone wins, I feel like they show like a video of them just doing something weird or crazy or just like something that like is awesome for them. I love. And I don't know if you saw the video of Mark Leishman and his grass. Did you see that?
No. What's
Apparently
going on
he's
with the
like
man's grass?
apparently he's obsessed with cutting grass.
I
Like to
love
the
that.
point where like
I
he
love
could
that.
be what is it called? A horticulturalist?
Yes, a horticulturalist.
To the point where like he could be that. His wife said that he comes home from tournaments and just immediately hops on his mower and starts mowing. And
That's amazing.
apparently he's known in the neighborhood as the guy who mows his lawn like once a day. I'm gonna share it to our Instagram. I'm gonna do it right now so I don't forget. I'm gonna share it to our Instagram. Go watch that video because it's hilarious. And yeah,
That's
I'm
spectacular.
really happy that Mark Leishman and Cam Smith won because of all the stuff that came out of it.
He better be wearing the New Balances with grass stains. That's all I'm saying. If there's no Air Monarchs on that man's feet with green
No,
grass
he doesn't
stains,
wear
he's doing
shoes.
it
That's the
wrong.
thing.
That
He
is.
said he doesn't wear shoes unless he's golfing or maybe out to eat or something like that. Otherwise, he
How
just does
do
not
they
wear
make people in Australia? Are they all weird? Is that just an across the board thing where all Australians are weird?
I don't
Because I
know.
love it, first and foremost. It's awesome. Because you have the mullet wonder and then you have the shoeless wonder on a team dominating a golf course. I think it would be cooler if Mark Leishman golfed without shoes. I think that'd be much cooler. I think we should get on that, kind of contact him and be like, look, Mark, buddy. I mean, we're not telling you how to golf, obviously, but
Do it without shoes.
wouldn't it be cool if you did it without shoes? You know what I'm saying?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think we got something there. So to move on for other things that happened, speaking of the Australian boys, Mark Leishman did chip in just astonishing fashion on the par 4 16th on Sunday. His partner Cam Smith ended up shooting the ball right into the water off the tee. So they already got a drop shot. They're already laying 2, shooting 3. And Mark Leishman was like, instead of taking a reshot from the tee, I feel more confident in my ability to chip and maybe chip one in. So what do? Mark Leishman actually chips it in, and they end up winning the hole because they were down 1 to Louis Oosthuizen and Charles Schwartz. And that is just so
It's Charles Schwartzel.
Charles Schwartzel. Charles Schwartz is
Schwartz.
like an insurance firm, isn't it? That's
It
Charles
might be.
Schwab.
Charles
Am I
Schwab.
having a stroke?
No,
What is happening?
I just think you don't know what you're talking about.
I don't. I have not at all. Just flying off the seat of my pants here. But they were down to Charles Schwartzel and Louis Oosthuizen on that hole, and they gained a stroke back by chipping it in after a penalty stroke, and then ended up going into the playoff where, unfortunately, Louis Oosthuizen and Charles Schwartzel kind of got screwed. So the two of them are very well known for not hitting the ball super far, but always being able to find a fairway and putting themselves into good positions. That's kind of how their game works. That's how the two of them are successful, which I love because that's what I try to do because I don't hit the ball far either. So what ended up happening off the tee in the playoff hole is, unfortunately, Louis Oosthuizen finds water. They're down a stroke, and Cam Smith and Mark Leishman know that, and they just play the hole nice and easy, get the par. And unfortunately, the South African team couldn't chip in like Mark Leishman did and ended up dropping the hole and losing the tournament due to the fact that, unfortunately, Louis Oosthuizen found water on the playoff hole. That stinks.
Way to go, Louis.
That really sucks, especially knowing how they played all weekend, finding fairways, getting good pars, putting themselves in good position for birdies. It sucks that that's the way it went out. And really, I don't think that's a team that deserved to go out like that. But you want to know what? It is what it is.
It's how the cookie crumbles.
Sometimes that's how the oatmeal raisin cookie crumbles.
Why are you hating on oatmeal raisin cookies?
And because they suck.
They're top tier.
They're bottom tier.
Not
at
even
best.
close.
They're not even
close
in
to bottom
tier
tier.
on my cookie schedule.
You can't tell me oatmeal raisins aren't top 3 cookies.
No. All right. Fans, decide another thing. So we got Brian growing a mullet. And is this the second cookie argument that we've had on this podcast?
It is because you lost the original one of the golden Oreos.
Are we really counting that Dawson agrees with you I lost? Is that?
Yes. Yeah, we are.
All right. Yeah.
I had Bojangles this weekend in honor of our man Dawson.
How
and
was
he
that?
likes
Was it
golden
delicious?
It was so good. I've been there before, so like
Love it.
I knew that, but it was so good. I told everybody, I was like, guys, we got to go to Bojangles.
Gotta go to Bojangles.
Got to go to Bojangles.
Actually, fun fact: the only reason I'm here is for Bojangles.
We were standing in line waiting for it, and Gina was like, she was like, what did Dawson say? She was like, quick, fast, and just greasy enough, or something like that.
Yes, quick, fast, and just greasy enough.
She said that to me, and I was like, that's it. I got to post something. So I posted it. Speaking of Dawson, shout out to Temple Golf. They finished up their season. Not the season that they were hoping for as far as the finish goes, but they definitely have some talent on the team. So looking forward to what's to come for them, and especially our man Dawson, because I believe this was his last year playing there. So
yes, that would be correct.
We will see what goes on with him. Hoping for the best for him, hoping for the best for Temple Golf. We will continue to follow them, even though Dawson will not be playing there anymore.
And then definitely going to be following up with Dawson about where his career goes from here, because now 100%. It's when it gets exciting. So
100%.
Just to touch base on two more things that happened in lieu of the American guys that kind of really came out of nowhere. How did you pronounce the one's last name?
Richie Rowensky.
No, that one's fine. I'm talking about
Peter Uihlein.
Yes, Peter Uihlein and Richie Rowensky. It basically came out of nowhere. So the duo from Massachusetts just had one of their best tournaments. It was the tournament best score of a 567 on Sunday to get within striking distance. Now, was it realistic that they were going to win given how the two teams in front of them were playing? No. But the fact that they even made it close with a shooting of 5 under 67 on Sunday to come within one stroke of those two teams, that's incredible. So thank you to the boys from Massachusetts for at least making the American squads do something. But and then we got to talk about it, as much as it pains my heart to speak about it. Tony Finau and Cameron Champ, just Tony Finau all over the place, except this time
Tony Finau took the reins on that one.
Oh yeah. They were in striking distance going into Sunday, and quote unquote Team Send It shoots a 676 on Sunday.
Sure they were second going into Sunday, weren't they?
That they were, yes. Just to shoot themselves all the way back into 17th place.
Good for them.
Way to go.
Proud of you,
Tony Finau. I have lost all hope. I've lost all hope. It's done. I can't.
There is no hope. The curse is unbreakable.
I can't do this anymore, Tony. I can't. We were talking about you last week about how a team format might help you finally get that win. You were there on Sunday. You were right there, and you Tony'd all over the course. I don't care if Team Send It is kind of a cool name. I'm done.
I don't care if that's the coolest team name I've ever heard in my life.
I don't care.
You lost, okay?
You did the Tony Finau thing, except this time with way more pizzazz as you shot yourself back into 17th place, disappointing all of your followers and me specifically, which hurts. I don't like it.
Speaking of disappointments, I do have to shout out my guys, Bubba Watson and Scotty Scheffler, for edging out your guys by stroke.
By one stroke.
Bubba and Scotty finished minus 16. Not a great final round for them. They were also, I think they were 3 going into Sunday, so a little tough for them. And then X and Patrick Cantlay finished at 15 under. They also had a -5 round though, so they were coming in hot. They just didn't really have anywhere to start.
They weren't in a very good starting position to even kind of make it. But that's, it happens. I'm obviously okay with the mullet man and his big buddy winning. So I mean, I'm in all support of those two winning. So if they weren't going to be Americans, I like the Australian guys. Love it. To move forward from the Zurich Classic, we have, looking towards next week, the Valspar, Championship? Valspar Championship. Yes. You want to know what? I think the beauty sometimes of this podcast is exactly how unprepared we are when we talk about
You would be shocked how unprepared we are coming into these podcasts.
Oh, God.
I ate a stuffed pepper while we talked about what we were going to be talking about.
Do you want to describe the mystery meat that you?
It was just a meat patty. I don't know.
See, that's disturbing at its
core.
I still don't know what it was.
What kind of meat it was? It might have been turkey. I don't know.
That disturbs me to my very core,
Why?
my friend.
It's
because I don't know if I want to just go into eating meat and not know what the meat is.
Well, my parents made it, so I don't know that they're gonna feed me suspicious meats. I mean, they might, but I don't think they will.
I like how that sentence started with, I don't know if they would feed me suspicious meats. Just
Some things you just don't know. I mean, I wasn't here when they were made, so
but there's just that little bit of doubt that you don't actually know what might be in there. Could be beans. No one knows. That'd be disappointing.
I don't
But
know.
moving on from Rick's mystery meat, we got the Valspar Championship coming up this week. And when looking at the leaderboard here or the power rankings, you see some big names that are not picked to win. So I have the top 3 in front of me here. I want you to guess in order. I'm going to give you the top 5. You have to guess who the top 3 are.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Justin Rose, Paul Casey, Dustin Johnson, Corey Connors, and Justin Thomas. I want to see who you think the 1, 2, 3 are.
Can you read them again, please?
I absolutely can. Justin Rose.
Okay.
Paul Casey.
Okay.
Dustin Johnson.
Okay.
Corey Connors. Justin Thomas.
Okay. I'm gonna go number 3, Justin Thomas.
That is correct.
I'm gonna go 2, Paul Casey.
That is also correct.
And I'm gonna go 1, Corey Connors.
Yes! Yes! That is impeccable. Please tell me you weren't looking that on your computer.
I looked at it just before you asked me the
Damn
question.
Come on. I was so excited for you.
I know. I thought about starting with 1 and giving Corey Connors, but I was like, no, that's suspicious. No one would just guess Corey Connors right off the bat. So I figured I'd start at 3 with JT because that's like giving JT the credit, but you know what I mean.
Dang it, Rick! I was so excited for you.
That was great. I enjoyed that a lot.
But the reason the Canadian Wonder Boy is in the first position in the power rankings, it says here on PGAtour.com, the Tee to Green machine. Wow,
nice.
That
I love that.
That is a nickname. Woo! That's like literally the pinnacle of exactly how unprepared we are for these things. Because I was 4 words into that statement and was already taken aback by the first 4 words. The Tee to Green machine checks all the boxes emphatically. Nice word. Led outright after each of the first 3 rounds in his only prior trip in 2018, where he finished T16, 4 top 10s and a T14 in his last 6 starts. Agreed. I think Corey Connors is on a roll. Do I think he is 1 in the power rankings? No, not even in the slightest bit, but I like it. I like the PGA Tour not going for the easy pick. I enjoy this. The writer for this specific one is Rob Bolton. So Rob, writer for PGAtour.com. I like where your head's at. I do. I like going for the Canadian Wonder Boy.
I kind of like it. I kind of don't because P Reed's 6. I don't like to see that.
I don't like it.
I don't like it. Our boy Louis is at 7, so that's cool. Hopefully he doesn't blow it this time. My man Scotty's at 12, so I'm rooting for him as always. Victor's at 13.
I also like Tyrrell Hatton at 10.
Yeah. Speaking of Victor, the rainbow pants from this weekend,
weren't those incredible?
It's just every single day, just a random bright color of pants. I love it.
Wasn't that incredible? Only Victor Hovland. Maybe not only Victor Hovland, but Victor Hovland is definitely one of the only top 5 guys. I'm going to put him in the top 3. Only top 3 guys on tour that can pull that off.
Yeah, I was going to say, because Jason Kokrak and Pat Perez were pretty out there with their outfits this weekend.
Well, yeah, especially when you're Team Jordan, you can kind of get away with things like that.
Yeah, just do whatever you want.
That's just swag. That is just oozing swag. And I don't even use the word swag often, but I just did 5 times in the last
good for you
10 seconds. I feel good about that. I feel good. Oh, God. We have too much fun on this. Why do people let us do this?
I don't know.
Well, first of all, I like it. You know what I like more? Is a good story. And we have one for the Valspar Championship. Corn Ferry Tour golfer Michael Visacki Monday qualified earlier today, actually, because we're recording on Monday. He was able to Monday qualify for the Valspar Championship. And if you want to go on PGA Tour's Instagram, there's a video on there of him calling his dad, crying. It was just a really special moment for him and his family, I'm sure. And even if he doesn't compete all that well and doesn't finish all that well, just getting the chance to be on the PGA Tour and finally make it there from what I'm assuming is just a life's work of trying to get to one place and going through all the mini tours and being on the Corn Ferry Tour and finally getting the chance to Monday qualify for a tour event. That is incredible. I love every second of that. I'm always a sucker for a good story, so I loved that video. It was really nice. Very much enjoyed that. And then to move forward with more golf, if you thought we were done with the golf talk, sucks to suck because we're still here. LPGA Tour. We are touching base on that more and more as we go along. They had their I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce the beginning of this because it is Spanish and I'm going to mess it up. But it was the LA Open with words in front of that. And Brooke Henderson comes out on top with a total 16 under, followed by who else would be behind her? But one of the Korda sisters, Jessica Korda, in second behind her, only one stroke behind. And that one stroke ended up coming on Sunday because she went +1 on Sunday. So we could have had a playoff hole moving forward. And maybe another Korda sister could have won something to continue on the Korda sister thing. First of all, both of them complete dominance on the LPGA circuit. It's ridiculous. These two just own the LPGA anytime they want to. It's actually kind of scary. Now, it's like Tiger Woods ×2. They're just going to consistently win. Rick sent this to me earlier today. Nelly Korda's last 7 starts, T10, T2, T3, T10, T28, but then 1 and 3. She's like, oh no, I went T28. Darn, it looks like I got to win now.
Let me just do that real quick.
Sorry, I'm just gonna go out and win now. What is that? That's pure domination, and I love every second of it. I do.
Yeah, I
love it.
I'm here for it.
Love to be able to support the Americans.
Not to take anything away from the LPGA, I did want to say something real quick though. I tried to post the video of Mark Leishman on our Instagram page, and Instagram yelled at me for plagiarism. So I'll have to figure out how I can post videos like that without them yelling at me.
There's a sharing app that I know you can get. It's like InstaShare or something like that, where you can share things like that.
And it credits them?
And it puts like the proper credit at the bottom of the video.
Okay, because I tried to put like that. It was like their video, and it was like, no.
That's probably why I got found faster.
Yeah.
Because you tagged them. But
well, I didn't tag them. I just said videos property of PGA Tour, and then it was like, nope, this video probably contains content owned by the PGA Tour. And I was like, I know, that's why I said that.
No, I know that. That's why I put the disclosure.
That's why I said it at the bottom. I even put the little red exclamation points, but like, whatever, I guess.
Do you read?
That.
Yeah, but there's an Instagram sharing app.
So I'm going to figure that out. Anyway, just go look on the PGA Tour's Instagram page, because that's a great video. A good watch, like 4 minutes, not too long.
Yeah. And then also look up the video of the Monday qualifier golfer. Very emotional. I'm always there for a good cry. Love it.
Basically, just instead of going through TikTok tonight, scroll through the PGA Tour's Instagram page.
It's what I do. Except it keeps me up all night, so that's kind of awful. But either way, speaking of Instagram, great segue, by the way, Rick. I'm going to credit you for that. Tiger Woods finally posts an update photo of how he is doing. The first photo he shared since his car crash in February. He posts a photo on a golf course with his dog with the caption, "My course is coming along faster than I am, but it's nice to have a faithful rehab partner, man's best friend." First of all, love dogs. Second of all, love Tiger. Third of all, love that he's standing. It looks like his one leg is still in a cast of sorts, and he's on crutches. But he's standing, he's smiling, he's kind of taking in his new golf course. And I love to see it. I don't exactly know how his rehab is progressing. There's no dates on anything yet. There's no when he'll be back stuff.
With all that.
And you want to know what? I think he should. I think given how his life has panned out with the media, I think there are some things that Tiger should be allowed to keep to himself, and I think this might be
It's
one of
fair.
those things.
It's fair.
It's nice to know that he's still has quality of life after, specifically looking at that car accident and how, dangerous it looked. And I'm sure it was. Just the fact that he still has quality of life and his major injury is just to the one leg and he's able to get up and walk around like he's doing with the crutches with his dog is honestly a miracle. And I love it. And even if he never comes back to play golf again, which we hope never happens, I'm knocking on wood now, folks. Even if that does happen, I'm just happy that he's alive and can have quality of life, because in the end, yes, we love Tiger the golfer, but really that's what matters, is the fact that he can be there specifically because he's got kids, he has his girlfriend, he has a life to live outside of golf, and I would love to continue to see him do that.
That's fair. That's good. I like to hear that.
Yep. So good stuff coming from the Tiger Graham.
Oh yeah.
Also, and Rick, I'm going to let you kind of take the reins on this one because this event is kind of your baby. So you want to? I'm not even gonna like foreshadow it. You have at it. For you, my friend. Take away.
Take what away?
Okay.
What are we on? Are we on the cupcake?
Yeah. That.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay. Gotcha. I don't have a sheet in front of me. So
what are we talking about? What's happening?
I was like, what event are we talking about? So for everybody listening to this podcast,
incredible.
you obviously are into golf and you like other golf media. So you've probably heard by this point, but if you haven't, Dave Portnoy. I don't know what just happened there.
You okay?
Dave Portnoy of Barstool Sports, the owner, El Presidente, got into it a little bit with Brooks Koepka this past weekend regarding his video that he put out a few years ago where he played the U.S. Open course with unlimited mulligans and shot under par. And Brooks basically tweeted at him, and they went back and forth with each other. And what it sounds like is we might be getting a match between Dave Portnoy and Brooks Koepka, which I'm 100% there for, especially because Dave Portnoy referred to him as Cupcake, which Brian is not a huge fan of, but I am a huge fan of.
It makes me uncomfortable. I don't know why
hilarious.
either. It makes me uncomfortable. I don't know why.
I just think it's hilarious that he gave him like a little pet name.
Yeah, that
to kind of like
though.
Degrade him a little bit as a human being. Brooks is going to dominate him, obviously, because he's Brooks Koepka and it's Dave Portnoy, who had unlimited mulligans and still barely shot under par.
And like, I don't have a very pretty swing, but my swing is much prettier than Dave Portnoy's, because that is an ugly swing he's got going there for him.
He's not a golfer. He owns probably the most successful media company of all time at this point.
But, arguably, yes, behind like your big names like Disney and all them, but yes.
Yeah, but I'm really excited. Hopefully that happens. I'll keep you guys updated on that as I hear things about it. Pretty much just at this point, though, it's banter back and forth on Twitter between Dave Portnoy and Brooks Koepka. So I'll keep you guys updated on that as it goes along. Hopefully it happens, and hopefully that is just one of the greatest things ever, which it will be.
Well, Brooks Koepka is just going to absolutely dominate him, probably also emotionally, because Dave Portnoy is known for being able to give it to people, but so is Brooks Koepka.
So is Brooks. That would be some great banter.
I think it's going to be more of a roast fest than it is going to be a golf match.
I think what would be real good would be if they did one of those matches, like, the matches they were doing during COVID and everything, where it's just like famous people. If they did that, where like Dave Portnoy got to pick a professional golfer to play with him and Brooks got to pick a non-professional golfer to play with him, and they did like a match against each other like that. Because I mean, straight up, even if you give Dave Portnoy strokes, it's not going to be as interesting, just because
not at all.
It's Brooks and he's a competitor and he's going to destroy him, no matter what the circumstances are. So I think it would be really interesting if they did that, like seeing who Dave Portnoy would get and seeing who Brooks would get, and just watching that and having all the audio and stuff like we did with the other matches. I think that would be fantastic.
Yeah, should you like give Brooks like kind of like just a random, like not even an athlete, just maybe another guy that works at Barstool, like that doesn't golf, like not one of the foreplay guys, but like Roan or somebody who obviously does not golf.
I think we should do Not one of the Call Her Daddy girls. But yeah, we could do that.
Get one of the guys from Starting Nine or Spittin' Chicklets.
What about KFC?
I'll take KFC. I'll take
Yeah,
KFC.
I would like to see KFC with Brooks
KFC
playing
kind
against
of
her.
strikes me as someone that does golf, though.
Wait, they gotta golf at least a little bit. You can't just make it Brooks against Dave and a professional.
That's true, but if you go for like one of the, you know what? Bring Cam Smith in. I want the mullet. Bring the mullet.
Cam and Dave Portnoy.
Cam and Dave Portnoy, and then bring me KFC and Brooks.
You know who it should be? It should be Dave and Kevin Kisner.
Yes.
A friend of Barstool. It should be Dave and Kevin
Yes.
Kisner and KFC and Brooks. That would be
Yes.
amazing.
Now that is the match
That's a match.
2.5.
Barstool, get on that. You're welcome.
Yeah, we have ideas for you. But actually, buzz off. Southside Productions is better. Moving on. So, to finish off kind of the golf news before we get into our favorite segment, there is this kind of thing, and one of our two-man scramble questions kind of bounces off of this, really. So there's going to be a $40 million program called the Player Impact Program that the PGA is doing, where basically they award an incentive amount of money that will pay out $400 million in total to 10 players who are deemed to do the most to boost publicity and engagement for the tour. Now, first of all, the PGA Tour, this is genius. Because you want to get the game of golf out to the people. Best way to do it is by social media. That's how you reach the younger audience. That's how you reach to guys like us.
Yeah.
Is through social media and funny stuff like that. And now incentivizing it so guys are thinking to themselves like, hey, maybe I should do more stuff on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, whatever you want.
Yeah.
Then we, those stories that we get and those videos that we get after someone has won, we would already know stuff like that about somebody, like we would have already known that Harry Higgs is hysterical. We would have already known that Cameron Smith has one of the most gorgeous mullets of all time. These are things we would have already known. We would have known that Mark Leishman is a weird hippie guy that mows his lawn maybe every day. We would have known these things. And that's because now they're incentivized to publicize what they do, how they golf, what they do with golf, everything like that. So I think this is genius by the PGA. What are you thinking?
I think it's probably the best idea they've had in a long time. And it stems from, for those that don't know, there was a golf league that was trying to get started. I think it was like the Premier Golf League or something they were calling it. Basically what they were trying to do was come up with ridiculous amounts of money to draw away the superstars from the PGA Tour, give them more guaranteed money to play in this like extra super league, kind of like what was the soccer league that they were trying to start?
Yeah, the Super League. Yeah.
The soccer super league or whatever it was.
I think that's still ongoing.
It's kind of like that, except for golf version. They were trying to get it started, and I think this is the PGA Tour's kind of response to that, saying, "No, wait, you stay with us. There's a chance that you'll get some money out of it." Now, not everybody's going to get money out of it, which I think is the right way to go about it.
Agreed.
So, pretty much what I know about it is the person who is considered the most influential, moving the most things forward in golf, basically by using social media and other things will be tracked. Obviously, your FedEx standings and stuff like that will be taken into account because your name's going to be out there the more you win. But whatever algorithm they're going to use to decide who gets first, they're going to get $8 million. And then it's progressively going to be split up to the top 10 people on this list. I'm not actually sure how much the rest of the guys are going to make, but I do know that the number one person I believe is making $8 million.
Yeah, so it's going to basically be like purse style, like a regular tournament would be. So I think the structure's identical. So I think that's also smart. But I just think that's as much as like the idea is kind of stolen, at the same time, it's like, hey, no, you're not taking our athletes. We're not going to let that happen. So I kind of like that the PGA stood its ground.
I do have a question for you regarding that, though. Do you think that it's because obviously it's supposed to be a way to make the lesser known golfers be able to make some like a little bit of money on tour? Because like you think about it, you have the guys like Kevin Kisner that are making $20,000-$30,000 a week with their whatever place they're finishing, like 30 whatever
20th,
yeah 20th 30th whatever. They're not making nearly as much as the Dustin Johnsons and the Patrick Reeds, unfortunately, that are finishing in the top of the leaderboard every week. So obviously this is supposed to be a way for them to make a little bit more money, but do you think anyone is going to like come out of the clouds and kind of take the spotlight? Because obviously we're probably going to be seeing people like JT, Dustin Johnson, Brooks Koepka, people that are number one already active on social media for like the JTs and the Brooks Koepkas, and Dustin Johnson for just being the number one player in the world. So obviously we're going to have those. I would be shocked if if those three guys weren't in the top 10 of this list. But do you think there's going to be anybody that kind of comes out of the clouds and just like does that extra step to put themselves out there and kind of make some of this money?
I do. And this actually also coincides with the question that we have for the two-man scramble. So we're just going to combo this and kind of transition there. So here's the beginning of the two-man scramble for y'all. So the question that was fielded to us is, who do we think will be the most influential golfer coming out of this incentive program? I think it's going to be Victor Hovland.
Okay.
I really could, him or Matt Wolff. I really think those two they're younger golfers, so they kind of already have basically social media down pat given their ages, so they already know how to do it. And I think that both their personalities just are screaming for them to take this idea by the reins and go with it.
Yeah.
It's literally screaming at the younger golfers like, hey guys, do something with this. You guys are good at the whole social media thing. Get out there, do something with it. Just film videos, do whatever, post pictures, advertise what it's like for you in the golf world, which is kind of has this stigma of being for older guys,
Yeah.
do something to make it more appealing to the generation of ours, the 90s kids, basically. I really think that a Victor Hovland or a Matthew Wolff could take this by the reins and just absolutely run with it. And I would love to see it.
I totally agree. I would like to see that. Unfortunately, I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think that as of right now, there's too many guys that are consistently active on social media and consistently putting their name out there and doing these kind of things. I really think it's going to be like a JT that runs away with it.
Yeah.
I don't see DJ running away with it, even though he's the number one player in the world, number one in rankings, whatever. That can't be at all. You're not going to progress the game of golf if you're not doing anything besides winning. Obviously, winning is great, but JT is super active on social media, always posting on his story, posting on his actual page. Sometimes Brooks Koepka posts pretty much every day, from what I can tell. I don't think Brooks is going to win it, but I don't really see any of the less popular guys coming out of the clouds to win it. If it was going to be someone that, see, my issue with this is they're not, I don't really know of exactly how it's working. So for me, it's
Right.
like, we have all these American golfers that we're so high on, like DJ's amazing, JT's amazing. But if you think about growing the game of golf, which is what this is all about, is they want to grow the game of golf. America is such a small portion of that, because
Yeah,
you
for
think
sure.
2 weeks ago when Hideki won the Masters, the amount of people that live in the Asian countries is significantly more than the people that live in America.
Right.
So if we're taking that into account, like national growth, stuff like that, then Hideki's going to be up there for sure, especially after this Masters win.
Yeah.
And especially after all those commercials that they keep playing, because he looks like a boss on the Strixon commercials that they're playing
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah. And you're
For him,
right. That wasn't just big for Japan. That was big for the entire continent of Asia.
yeah.
It's like
So
all the
it'll
Asian
be
countries.
interesting to see how much of that gets taken into account, because obviously we have these American guys that were high on, but then we also do have the Cameron Smiths, the Justin Roses, the Rorys, who isn't playing that
The
great right
Tommy
now. But
Fleetwoods.
obviously, yeah, we have all these guys that aren't from America that I feel like people are going to overlook a little bit. And then when these guys do end up in the top 10 of this, they're going to be like, what the heck's going on? But in reality, those guys are helping grow the game probably more than a lot of these American guys are.
Agreed. Okay. I love that take. I really do like that take. That was really well thought out, buddy.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Something a little less, well thought out, but still, I think just as important is our second question in the
Wait,
two-man
before we get
scramble.
to the second question, we did forget something that I want to point out.
Oh, right on. Go ahead.
Okay. Our nice round of the weekend.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Congratulations to Billy Horschel and Sam Burns.
Right on.
What was that picture of them? I have to find it.
Of Billy Horschel and Sam Burns?
Yeah, the one that I
Was there
sent
a
you where they
picture?
did like the album dropping kind of thing.
Oh,
Like their
yes.
album
You did
album.
send that to me. Oh,
Oh man,
shoot.
I forget what it was. Oh, here it is. I don't even know what the original thing is for this. That's how. Oh, Outcast. That's what it was. They did like the Outcast picture. I'm gonna hold it up here so people that are on the YouTube can see that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try
so
to. I'm gonna. You know what? Let me just share this to the story right now. Oh, I can't because it's not my account. Anyway, yeah. Congratulations to them, Billy Horschel, Sam Burns. Billy Horschel had the blow up. What was it, 2 weeks ago or a week ago?
Yeah.
Sam Burns is just Sam Burns. No one really talks about him, but they seem to click as partners, and they seem to really like each other. So good for them, and congratulations on the nice round of the weekend.
Nice. Love that. Thank you for bringing that back up.
Yeah, no problem.
Totally
I didn't want us to get out of that. Like,
no, dude, you got to get into rhythm with that. You know, yeah. It's like the days of the week thing. Got to get into rhythm, and then it's there.
Yeah, keep it happening.
All right. So the second question that we have in the 2-man scramble, looking like it's probably going to be the last one, as the episode's going a bit long. If you were to have a hairstyle, this is because of the Cameron Smith mullet thing. If you were to have a hairstyle that you wish you could pull off, what would it be?
If I could pull off any hairstyle, a bowl cut. And here's why.
I'm trying to drink water. Don't do that.
I know that's part of the reason why I said it.
Oh God.
But anyway, bowl cuts are stereotypically ugly. Okay, no one likes them. But if you could pull it off and look good with it, you'd be one in a million. You know what I mean?
That's true.
No one else can pull. You're the only one that can pull off a bowl cut. Come on now, like what?
You'd be one in how many people are on the planet? Like something like 3 trillion
or something like that.
7 billion.
Yeah,
you'd be 1 in 7 billion.
Well, whatever one less than 7 billion is, because there's always Coconut Head from Ned's Declassified.
Right, absolutely. You have to compete with him, and you would lose in that case. Yes. It would be over for you. Yeah, because he stays winning on the bowl cut.
Stays winning. Brought back some old memories for you.
Yeah, right. I was just having some flashbacks of many things. There's Rick's old bowl cut, watching Ned's Declassified when I got home from school. Just many flashbacks going on right now. The bowl cut, that's a bold choice. There's a very bold choice, but I like it. I like the confidence. That's good. For me, it's kind of a look combo, really. I would really like to be able to pull off. What was that?
A handlebar mustache.
Is
that what you're gonna say?
Why you gotta kill that for me?
Is that what you're gonna say?
Yeah, why you gotta do that?
Knew it. I knew it.
Why you like this?
Why?
I
wanted to take a guess.
Why do you like this?
I wanted to take a guess.
Okay, so what's the combo to the handlebar mustache?
I don't know. Maybe like a nice, like long, slick back look, like you enjoy a nice craft beer.
A mullet. It would be a mullet. So I want to be able to go full
mullet and handlebar. Has anyone ever done that?
If they have, they're amazing, and I love them. Okay.
I don't know if that combination's ever been done.
I would like to go full mullet, handlebar mustache, cowboy hat, and be able to pull it off.
Cowboy hat. What?
It'd be incredible, no?
Do we know anyone with the photoshopping abilities to make this happen? Because I have to see what you look like with that look.
No. The point is that I have to pull it off, and I obviously cannot.
Okay, but either way, is there any way that like Rosie or someone can edit you with a handlebar mustache, a mullet, and a cowboy hat? And
absolutely. I'm sure that could happen.
And me with the bowl cut, and then we can post it on Instagram.
I'm just thinking about it. It is not good.
And then we can see if we pull it off or not.
Well, Rick, we know the answer to that question.
We don't know the answer.
We do know the answer to that question.
We don't have the haircut, so we don't know.
We don't.
Can you ask her to do that for us, please?
We don't yet have.
We don't yet.
Because I think if we get 500, you should go back to the bowl cut. If I have to grow a mullet, you should have to go back to the bowl cut.
We'll come up with something else.
Okay, so you're committing me to the mullet.
Yeah, because it was my idea. So
that's true. Yeah. You got me there. You got me there, kid.
You gotta be quicker than that.
Yeah. All right, that'll do it for this episode of From the Tips. Again, everyone, thank you for listening. We just recently passed 400 total plays.
Nice.
For our podcast,
And
which
we're
is
about to pass
incredible.
900.
And we're about to pass 1,000. So it's going to be really cool. Be excited for the mullet.
Yeah, 500 listens. Don't forget. Share with your friends. Force them to listen. Tie them to a chair. Make them listen. Don't tie them to a chair. Don't do that. Just make them listen to it.
Do the chair thing.
Give them the chair.
Give them the chair. All right. Well, before we keep hallucinating as the night gets longer, thank you again for listening to From the Tips, and we will see you next week.
Thanks, guys. See you later.